We have an update regarding an attempted kidnapping case that ended here in East Grand Forks on Friday evening. A 29-year-old Russell Jerome Fahlstrom of Laporte, Minnesota, is being held in the Polk County Jail on a charge of kidnapping to commit great bodily harm, terrorize. This started at the Valley Dairy in Grand Forks, across from the Mission, on late Friday afternoon, when, according to the victim, Fahlstrom jumped in his vehicle and pretended to have a gun and told him he wanted a ride. It ended at the victim's house here in East Grand Forks. He convinced him he had to stop at the house. That's when police were called and he was arrested. For more background on all this, here's our report from Friday with an interview with the male victim in this. We now have the story of what sounds like an attempted kidnapping that ended here in East Grand Forks on this Friday evening. We just reported that a female had posted on her Facebook page about what happened, but it was actually the fiance of the actual victim, a male victim, who had made that post, and we now have him on the phone to tell us what happened.
Yeah, so I had just gotten off of work, went to go get a pack of cigarettes from the gas station across the Mission. This guy, after I'd gotten my cigarettes and went back to my vehicle, this guy had approached my vehicle and knocked on the window, and I had figured.
And this was in Grand Forks then, when you said across from the Mission?
Yeah, yep, Grand Forks, the Valley Dairy right across from Grand Forks there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and he had knocked on my window. I wasn't really paying attention to my surroundings, but I just assumed there's a homeless guy going to ask for a cigarette. I was just going to give him a cigarette, but he ended up telling me, asking me for a ride. And I said, well, I'm going home. I can't give you a ride. And then he had proceeded to say, well, what if I make you? And he then tries to reach for his waist and tells me he has a 38 on him. So then I was like, well, there's no need for all of that. I was like, I can just give you a ride, you know. So he gets in my vehicle, then tells me he's got to go to Halstead, which I was like, well, that's too far for me. And then again, he says, well, how about I make you? And then reaches for his waist again. I was like, okay, all right, it doesn't have to be that serious. So I ended up calling my fiance I called my fiance, and she convinces me just to come home because we live in East Grand Forks, just across the Point Bridge. So she convinced me to come home, and when I came home, I left the vehicle, told him I needed to go talk to somebody inside the house quick, and I came inside, and she called the cops, and the cops were, I think, out there for 45 minutes, I think.
Doing a standoff outside?
Yeah, kind of having a little standoff out there.
Okay, so it took a while to. Do you know if he actually ever had a gun?
No, they said they didn't find anything. They found a couple of knives, I think. So I think they found one on him and one in our backyard, because he actually got out of the vehicle before the cops showed up. And
disappeared.
He got out, disappeared, and then got back in the vehicle.
All right, and the cops showed up, and it was kind of a standoff for 45 minutes because they don't know whether or not he's got a gun. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, Russell Jerome Fahlstrom of Laporte, Minnesota, in custody, being held on a pending kidnapping charge. We'll have more details if and when formal charges are filed, likely on Monday. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for iNewZ.TV.